Hey, friends. So today I want to talk about problematic, okay? Everyone's favorite buzzword to use. This is problematic, this person's problematic, this movie's problematic, that lampshade is problematic, the color of the sky is problematic, that paint color is problematic, everything is problematic. Problematic, everything in this world is problematic, problematic, Yeah, so I want to talk about problematic, right? This is unscripted, by the way. Like, all of my videos are unscripted, so just bear with me. I'm just talking, right? I've been thinking a lot this week about the term problematic because I was thinking the other day, I was like, with social media and the internet, everything is hyper focused under a telescope that there's no room for mistakes, like at all, even if it's a genuine mistake. And I kind of talk about this in the last video I just did about you don't have to be racist to necessarily do or say something racist. It's kind of the same thing. Like, we don't allow for errors anymore, which, I mean, is good and bad at the same time. Like, I'm glad that we're holding people accountable, but at the same time, we have to allow people room to grow. So we've applied this term problematic to kind of be like a halfway term to, they're not quite racist, but they're kind of in the middle there. And problematic doesn't necessarily apply to just race either. I use race as an example in a lot of my videos because it's the thing that I deal with the most, because it's the first thing people know about me. But yeah, problematic applies to everything. It's basically a word that we use to kind of to attach to something that isn't quite to the oppressive state, but it has like undertones of oppression. So it might have undertones of racism or homophobia, but they may not necessarily be inherently those things. But the things they're saying or the material that's presented kind of has like those stereotypes or, whatever it is in it that presents this problem, right? Okay. I don't fucking, y'all can Google, it's free. Just go look it up. So what I want to talk specifically is about, so everything is problematic, right? And everything is problematic because we're all learning, we're all turning over a new leaf, we're all trying to, well, most of us anyway, I don't know about all those Trump people. We're all trying to learn, we're all trying to grow, we're all trying to, grow out of these racist, homophobic, transphobic, just oppressive mindsets. And that's fantastic. 2 thumbs for all of us. Great. But with that means that we're going to fuck up, right? And with fucking up comes that label of, oh, problematic. And this doesn't even just apply to people, it applies to, media and writing and, art, everything. It applies to everything because everything in some way can be problematic. So what I wanted to talk about specifically is, if everything is problematic, what exactly are we allowed to like? Right? We see this a lot, especially in media, like films or TV shows. As soon as anything comes out, it's automatically, oh God, there's this one thing that they did this and it's problematic. It's trash, throw it away. But it's like, if 90% of the material was perfect and there's just this one thing, is that really enough to just disregard all of it because they made one mistake? For example, Luke Cage. Loved it. Majority of the fucking world loved it. But no sooner had it come out than there was already somebody complaining that, Simone Missick's hair wasn't the right texture, or she wasn't dark enough, or Luke Cage was a misogynist. Like, there's always something. There's always something. But 99% of the film or the TV show is fantastic. But there's always one thing. Or I just saw yesterday on Tumblr that some nigga was complaining that Young M.A. was problematic because she's a misogynist, but she's a woman, so it's problematic to hold men accountable to not be jackwads. But now a woman is doing it, and oh my gosh, she's so problematic. Canceled. We can't like Young Emmy. Like, it's like, ugh, it's so frustrating because it's just like, what are we allowed to like, right? And if we want to be real about it, we are picky and choosy about what we tolerate, whether we want to admit it or not, because as much as you want to say this person's problematic, so, if you really applied that standard to everyone, you would not watch anything, you would not listen to anything, you probably wouldn't even go outside because everybody is problematic, including you, including me. We're all problematic in some way or another. So getting back to my main point, how problematic is too problematic, right? But this is just me personally. These are all my personal opinions. If you have a problem with it, you can go argue by yourself on your Tumblr or wherever, because I don't care. I believe that you can like things that are problematic as long as you are aware of why they are problematic. What I mean by that is, like, pick anything. Like Nicki Minaj. I love Nicki Minaj. I understand that she has done some fucked up things in the past, but I have also seen her apologize for those fucked up things and actively work to not do those things again. So although she has made or said problematic things before, I see that she is progressing as a person and not continuing to repeat those problematic problems. So that to me is somebody that I can enjoy their art as a problematic person, because, like I said, we are all problematic. Whether you want to admit it or not, you are problematic in some way or another. I am problematic in some way or another. So to just write somebody completely off because they made a mistake is something that I'm not really down with. Now, if they keep repeating those mistakes, or they don't want to own up to those mistakes, or they just like, I'm this person and I just don't give a fuck if I offend you or if I'm racist or homophobic, that's something different. If you keep repeating that pattern, for me personally, I can't really fuck with you. I think as long as you're able to say, that raises some eyebrows, that's a little problematic, and maybe even call that person out. But I believe as long as you can, kind of point out, this is where it has some problem issues, but I can put that aside and also be able to look at the rest of this content and also kind of, keep over here in my peripheral, like, oh girl, that's a little iffy, girl, but I'm gonna keep that in mind. Well, I continue to enjoy this, but don't get it twisted. I still see this over here. I see it. I didn't forget. Okay, that's just me personally. There are a lot of people who will just write somebody off completely, especially on the internet. I feel like we just have completely erased the margin for error, which I think is ridiculous, because you can't expect everyone to just learn shit overnight, right? I know we get frustrated as oppressed people. We get really frustrated having to explain things over and over again. But people aren't just going to wake up and learn this shit overnight. We didn't all learn to be pro-black overnight. That was a lifetime of something that we had to learn, right? So we're going to have to be able to let people make mistakes. And like I said before, if those people continue to make those mistakes and don't care that they're making mistakes, then it's okay to go ahead and just cancel and write somebody off and be like, okay, fuck that bitch. But I just feel like it's really ridiculous, and with social media and the internet, everything's so instant and so just out there that it's just completely gone over the fucking edge with this problematic and these social issues. It's really just kind of gotten that hand personally. Like, again, it's like a blessing and a curse. Like, it's great that we're holding people accountable. You also have to be fucking rational, people. Like, come on. It's like everything is so under a microscope. Because I was thinking literally just the other day, I was like, pretty much everything that we have enjoyed as children would not be able to go today. Like Martin, Martin would not be allowed today. It would be called transphobic. It would be called misogynistic. Even like Fresh Prince, it would be some think piece about how we are romanticizing, single mothers and, having no fathers in the black family. And there's always going to be something, because the internet has allowed anybody and everybody a voice, which is great in some ways, but also at the same time, y'all have fucking lost your mind. Anyways, that's all I want to talk about. And that had just really been like bugging me all this week. Problematic, and how we're just so like, oh, problematic, things so problematic, oh, you can't like this, oh god, it's so problematic, oh, in the trash. Oh. It's just been getting on my nerves, because it's just, y'all have fucking lost your minds with the word problematic and what it means and what we're allowed to do with it. But yeah, let me know what you think. Do you think that you can enjoy things that are problematic, or do you think that by enjoying things that are problematic, you yourself are problematic and you need to be trashed, thrown into traffic? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, that's all for now, guys. Have a great week. Bye. So if I accidentally punch you in the nose, right? It's like, pow. Ooh, sorry. I accidentally punched you in the nose. You still got punched in the nose. It didn't just not happen just because it was an accident. You still got punched in the nose. I didn't mean to punch you in the nose, but your nose still got punched, and it probably still hurts. It's the same thing. Just because you did not mean to do something racist, or it wasn't your intent, or you don't understand why it's not race, or you don't understand why it's racist, doesn't mean what you said or did was not racist.